Yeah, you can just join as a participant or however you want to do it.
I've got a presentation.
I've set it so that you can share. So if you want to test it real quick.
I had to sit up here because I hearing aids. What? I can't hear you. I can't tell if you're talking either.
You're rolling here. Let me wake up. I have to I gotta get the right.
Marvel Comics, son.
Yes, sir. Does that shock you, the bit of nerd?
Yeah, well, he's 19 and his face is grown up.
Oh.
It says, please wait for the host to start this meeting.
Which meeting are you trying to join? Which meeting are you trying to join?
Well, he sent me the link.
Is that why I'm the only participant?
Maybe I didn't. No, let me go back.
This is.
Oh no, this is the wrong. That's for the board meeting.
Oh.
Board meeting. So what's the link for this meeting?
I gotcha.
Whatever you ordered.
Somebody's logged in.
Maybe Gary, is it the same one every time?
I got you, Dan.
Is it time to roll? Nope.
No, you got 7 minutes.
Well,
It's
we're
7 minutes.
going. We're going. We're just trying to get him.
We're going.
Wait, did Gary send that board meeting link to everybody?
It was
Yeah,
a
he
board
always
meeting.
does.
Oh.
Oh, the board from last night.
Did you send it?
Yep, to your email.
Yeah. Thank you.
We usually have more Zoomers by now.
Yeah, where's our Zoomers?
I don't know.
There you go.
Good for them.
Zoomer strike.
How are we doing today?
Well, your boss is a speaker.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You want to try sharing real quick, Ken?
Yeah.
Are you good at sharing, Ken?
What's that?
Are you good at sharing?
No.
I mean, Ken's number one motto is sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
It's daring also.
It's daring.
And wearing.
Right, hold on.
You know what we could do is maybe get some like Velcro or see if like someone does.
That stuff that goes on the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah, order it up.
Yeah.
We'll pay you.
Who's got the card? Gary? Can Gary buy stuff?
Send me a link, I'll order it for you. Yeah.
Or just a quick Amazon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder how many pounds of dirt they are trying to hear.
Oh, it would help if I turn my.
So you turn your computer on? There's your video.
Especially the box.
Sharing.
You ever had
An application? Go on application.
Oh, I always use desktop, but if you got more control, you use desktop. Yep.
Then I gotta get this. Oh, crap.
It's over.
I gotta open a new tab.
even things like that. And we were there, and they were pissed. Because we were there, and we were you know what you're doing? One of the things in my Facebook was our TV. And they just, that wouldn't click.
Is this a Google slide?
So when I got home, the TV didn't work.
I'll just leave it like this, I won't touch it.
They were pissed. So they did oh, and we had a new TV. Now, we're all the same age.
But you know, my.
My wife was also. She got orders to make. She couldn't use this car. It's just a car. I used to hear it. Oh, about 6 and 7. Last year we were down there 7. I prefer October to the end of April. October is December. There are days I can walk outside in the morning just in my shorts.
We've only got 2 Zoomers and it's us?
Yeah.
That's a plant.
Well, it makes it look better. Well, we can turn the whole thing off.
No, like, do we, like, are they Zoomers hidden by any chance? Could they be hidden? That's all of them? Okay. I'm ready. Well, usually we get Andrew's phone. Is Andrew here? Nope, we might get Andrew's phone. Hey, John.
Insurance adjuster working on
Yeah.
know how to do something.
Ready? Good morning. Look at you guys are in a whole different configuration. It's like we're a whole new club. I don't even recognize anybody.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
Miss Ploger, I need to go down.
Are you nervous?
Denied.
Are you nervous? Okay, so Jack, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't know if I know it that well.
Just say the first word.
Are you?
Okay.
Are you?
My grandparents were Canadian, actually were, but no, that's fine. I think I can do this.
Okay.
Right behind you.
Here it is.
Oh, okay. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our four-way test.
Oh, first.
Remember, emphasis on the caps.
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Fourth.
Will it be
beneficial
to all?
Well, that's not.
I like all.
Oh, and it's number 5.
Is it
Fine. Bacon, beer, corn.
Yes.
That big, beautiful corn is coming our way with the free butter.
Free butter.
Free butter. Okay, you guys can have your seats, and we have and free salt and free spices from the dollar store.
And free dirt.
No mayonnaise. We've tried to do the mayonnaise thing at our booth, and it's just too much. Yeah, we stick with our spice, our Spody spices. Gary,
Yeah,
do you have a Friday inspiration?
I do. May your days be many and your troubles be few. May all God's blessings descend upon you. May peace be with you. May your heart be strong. May you find what you're seeking wherever you roam.
Amen.
I got one.
You got one?
The day goes better with scotch.
That's a good one too. That's amen. That's a good one.
Famous symbols do too.
You have one?
Jim is virtual.
Oh, thank you.
There it is.
God, I got to drive to his house.
And we have Kendra too. Jim, are you black screen this morning?
Sure.
Comb your hair, turn your screen on.
Probably shirtless in Hawaii.
He's up the street. Okay, so guests.
I got my daughter Clarity from California. She's here again today.
Can't get rid of me.
I like it. You should move up.
With
For
the
sure.
lovely weather.
With this lovely weather, we beat California.
Lori's sister.
Lori's
Lori's sister.
What's your name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome again. Do you have any other guests today? I think, member, we're good?
The lady on the end there next to Ron.
Yeah.
I've been to 3 meetings in a week. Come on. I should.
Calm down. That's awesome. Well, it's nice to see you.
It's nice to
Your
be
name
here.
tag says you're a guest.
I'm not, I'm a member. Sean's a member.
Sean Frederick, yeah.
Sean Frederick. Because I was giving him a bunch of
Well,
shit.
you're with the health district. Hey, when's that pandemic thing gonna end?
We're getting there, man.
Okay.
We're working on it. Okay, so for wedding anniversaries, June 17 to 23.
Oh,
Wedding
yeah.
an-
I got one this weekend, don't
18.
I?
How many years? 100?
26 or 27, something like that.
So,
Weren't you there? Barely.
He's a frat guy. He was.
Is it the truth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fair to all concerned? Yeah. Better friendships. I think we're past.
For some
that.
people. Okay, so Rotary anniversaries, we have you, Kristen Odegaard, 6 years. 6 years. It seems like just yesterday we put you in that room at the high school.
Well, it had, so Interact has been going 7 years. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
7 years. Like, honestly, it does seem like just yesterday we met with you, like, hey, we were thinking about starting this club, and you were all in. Good morning, good morning. Oh, me. So my anniversary is June 21, and I'll have been in for 9 years. A very long 9 years.
Why did you join this Rotary Club?
Because you guys gave my kid $1,500, and I'm still trying to work it off.
We've been paying for it ever since.
You've been paying for it ever since. That was kind of backfire, wasn't it? Okay, so moving on, announcements. Please sign up for our Viking Feast. It's on the 26th of this month. We need everybody to RSVP so we know how many tables and how much food. So you've got to give Ruth our final number.
Is paying the same as RSVPing?
Yes.
And how much
If you pay, I assume,
how much per person?
is it 35? 35 per person. And people been paying you, Gary, and you, Lori?
Yeah, and I have my square, so if you want to run your credit card.
That's great. And yeah, Venmo, but make sure you put on there, dinner, so it's easy for Lori to figure out what's
We
the
should
what.
get 10% off for each year we've been a member.
No.
And that way we owe Lauren money.
We pay them to come.
Yeah.
That would work.
All of us.
Okay, so that, we did have a great board retreat. Chris can report on that. I heard this rumor, there was a board meeting last night. And we'll hear on that too. So let's, can you have any report as past president?
Yes, I do. It's up on the screen and I'll get to that in a minute here.
Okay, and I did drive by Transition Center this morning.
Yep.
I did, and I'm thinking, is that a project for us, or is that building on the school district's agenda? Building's looking a little shabby.
Well, that's where it's, to build alternative learning is on our list of things that are out in the future, yes.
Oh, replace the whole building, or
Well,
replace the
we're gonna
location?
build an alternative learning center that would include transitions, that would include our alternative learning high school, that would include online learning, that would include
That's cool.
lots of different, and maybe some STEM. So it's something that we're talking about, but
So no reason to put any effort.
well,
Where is the
No.
transition center?
It's right next to Mount
it's
Hilltop.
the old, it's the old, it's the old administration building. Actually, it's where I interviewed 32 years ago for the job in Lake Stevens, right by Mount Hilltop High School. So it's the transition center, and then there's some tech portables over there and stuff.
So we can't tear it down, we have to memorialize it.
You can memorialize everything you want, but I'd really like to tear it down. We can leave a wall or something.
It's well loved.
Yes, it is.
It is well.
Wailing wall.
It is. I should also tell you guys too, that we did make a donation in lieu of flowers to the Law Enforcement Memorial Fund in Randy Solori's honor. That's what his family, their wishes. So we did do that on behalf of the entire club.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on. Treasurer Lori,
Everything looks good.
you're almost out of your position.
Yes.
And we're ready for you, Jack. Okay, Gary, do you have a report this morning?
Yep. Board meeting, next board meeting, the Empress will not be there, or she may be there, but she won't be in control anymore.
I never was.
July-
I never was.
It's July 21st. And just a reminder, tomorrow is Lorna's memorial service at 2 p.m. at First Presbyterian Church.
It's gonna be a party.
It's going to be a party. If you haven't paid your dues yet, please do so immediately, because I'm going to get ready for the new billings, and there's going to be an increase in our dues. We're going to go up to $2,000 a person. No. We're going up to $150. We've been at $125 for a very long time. And so it's time to raise the fund. So that'll be within this billing cycle coming up July 1. And then as Rochelle said, remember the annual banquet. Lori's got a square, I've got a square, and then there's Venmo, and then there's personal checks or cash, whatever you want to do. That's it.
And it's fun.
Yep.
It sounds kind of like a drag, but it's actually really fun.
It's gonna be a party, right?
It's going to be a party because this is the first time that we're going to be in our Viking garb and Viking theme and all of that. Let's see here. Valo.
Yeah, so we had a great board retreat, and a lot of board members there, past and present, went through some things, and we looking at the budget, so it's gonna be an exciting year. We're gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of social stuff, so that's what we're all kind of like driven down towards, and we kind of put that on the agenda, and we're working that in, so expect a lot of fun and a lot of work, so it goes hand in
And
hand.
a lot of talk from Chris.
Exactly, and running for office, no. So, that's it.
That's it. Mr. Iverson, President nominee.
Yeah, we made a few decisions yesterday at the board meeting. And James, this kind of involves you a little bit, but we do plan to have
at least 2 cars in the parade at Aquafest. And we do have at least 1 person already selected.
Excellent.
And there'll be more. And other than that, we have still 1 position that is open that won't require much for the next month or 2. And that is a person that will be involved in photographing the baskets and the likes of that, the job that you did, Michelle did last year. And so once we get that taken care of, I think we have assignments for all of our significant coordinator positions figured out. So if anybody's interested in that, and Brian has volunteered his space as a storage place for all the
Volunteer.
Yeah.
Voluntold.
for all the bottles, all the stuff that
I
is
just drink the
collected.
good stuff, so if you guys wonder what happened to whiskey.
Yeah. So anyhow, just, we need to have somebody that's a junior photographer that can set up a little backdrop. And take
Not even junior photographer.
Yeah, it just needs to be consistent, can be consistently.
Yes, as long as they're consistently bad or consistently mediocre or consistently good, just
Yeah,
some
we don't want to give
consistency.
any one basket an advantage over another basket.
That would not be fair. And then do you have anything for club services?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, all right. Brian,
So we have the
Community
farmer's
service.
market next week. So we still need 2 people for the second shift. So email me and let me know if you can do it. I'll send out another email though, just to remind everybody. Again, we need 2 people and it's from 5 to 7:30. Just 7:30 because of the outbreak down around 7. So other than that.
that's awesome. Jim, anything on foundation? You're muted.
Yeah, everything's great.
Awesome, thank you for that.
Yep.
Tracy, International.
Yes, I don't think I have anything international. to-
Are we all asleep? I feel asleep. I feel like I'm.
We are ending with a bang. We're gonna start sharp next year.
Yep,
Next month.
yep.
Thank you for your tenure
Thank you.
again.
And membership, Mr. Rasmussen.
Great, Jim Hagan, yep, we're great.
You're gonna have the world's longest talk.
It's all right, I'm good at that. I can
Okay.
be really long-winded.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll believe you on it. Lance isn't here today. Kristen, do you have anything on Interact?
We had a fabulous year this year, probably over 1,000 hours of community service altogether. Just unbelievable.
1,300 to be the last count I did.
Okay. Noah was an amazing president, so thank you for giving him a scholarship because he rightfully deserved it. And I'm taking my daughter to Yale today, right after the meeting. So she is very excited. So it's going to be a great year next year too. But thank you so much for all your support.
That's awesome, thank you. Okay, moving on down. Gallo, anything on Scouts?
Nothing here.
Nothing. Okay. Kendra,
She's up there.
anything? Hello, Kendra. Are you there? There she is. There she's not.
No, sorry, I am here. I'm like doing dishes, so I was like, my hands were soaking wet. So it was like hard to unmute. Well, so I'm running kind of low on programs. I don't have many scheduled in July because I have a number of things on the docket, but I'm having a really difficult time getting people nailed down to an actual date. And I don't know if that's like just because it's summer and people want to be out doing things and they don't know their plans yet. But if anyone has a program that they could suggest that I could nail down to for sure come at a certain time, that would be great. Because I'm like trying to kind of chase a few people to get them to come present and nail down to an exact date.
We do have some people that are due for classifications.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so should I talk to Gary about that and then we'll figure out, I'll figure out who they are and then get in touch with them.
And then, you know, on July 30th, that's a bye week for our
Okay.
actual, because we have breakfast and then go set up the Aquafest booth.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll put that.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Food bank will get on the board for August probably. We just want some walls up, so
Okay, also, so Food Bank is interested in August, Kendra. Don't know if you know that.
Okay. Okay, I'll put that down.
no. We have enough equity here for a wall and a half.
I could sell it. Rotarians in action.
What did you say? What did you know that, Robin said, we're doing great?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome. Doing great. Doing awesome. Doing great.
Just one thing on the Rotarians in action. Until I think recently, there was a post on our calendar that there was a meeting that's coming to us.
That's right.
But that is, it's actually July 5th is the next meeting.
The meeting's
For where?
For Rotarians in action.
That's a bit off the calendar. For the next meeting.
Where? There's an address.
I don't know where it is.
To Dawn's house. It's at Dawn's house, the meeting.
There's an address on the website.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to be our sergeant at arms today?
Getting a foundation report or anything?
He said doing awesome.
But I have a question though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. See you.
Well, no, just a question. Are we meeting July 1st or is that canceled?
Bello?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We are, huh? Oh, all right.
He's on three.
Is it 4th on a Tuesday or something?
On a Monday.
On a Monday?
Yeah, it's a Monday before.
We don't take holidays from Rotary.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, that's, I don't think we have a speaker for that date either, so.
Classification it is.
Yes.
Mr. Hagan, what's our sponsorship level up to for our events?
$33,000.
Well, it's actually
That's amazing.
33,500 because I have a check here from Francisco's.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
And I'm
Is that for 500?
last night, and they're close.
Did you say 500?
I did.
All right, excellent, awesome, thanks.
That's awesome. Thank you, James. That's super awesome. Okay, so since we're all revved up, do you want to be? No, don't call. Everyone looks down. They look around. You guys just need to call Kevin. It's his job. For Happy Bucks. Who wants to be our sergeant? You want to be our sergeant at arms today, Larry? In the deer in the headlights.
Sergeant? Can I be a
I
major?
heard Ron volunteer.
Ron, do you want to be our sergeant? No, definitely not.
I heard you say
Bueller.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, James, you're it. Thank you so much.
You can be lieutenant of arms.
James takes one for the team.
Is it over? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're gonna have our guests draw the ticket here. And the last three numbers are?
Oh, good, James. Good, good.
021. No.
What? You're supposed to call Lori's.
That's the wrong one. Should I keep going?
Who's got 021?
021.
Larry, that's probably you here in front of
You have 021, Larry?
021.
Yeah, you're behind me, so.
Oh, that's my first ticket. I never win.
Well, you may not, so. I'm sure I will pick the yellow duck with the W.
A black guy.
There we go. All right, thank you.
Oh. One and one and one and one and one.
That's 5-1.
Oh, I got a bonus.
Also, we do have some extra swag. Former member donated back. This is like brand new, never worn. So size large. They do shrink, I think. I feel like maybe it's me growing, but in the laundry. So we have this. If anyone needs a shirt, we have a denim. I think this is women's denim shirt.
What size is that?
This is a large also. Free today only. This incredibly fashionable thing.
Free?
Hello. My twin right here.
Oh.
I guess
It's all the way.
So we are auctioning.
A sweatshirt, yep.
I have, doing a booth on Wednesday.
Yeah, awesome, thank you. And then we have a coat.
Really? What size is that?
This coat is a large.
I'll take it.
And it says Lake Stevens, Granite Falls, Reuters. This is a collector's item.
That's all right. I think I have one of those.
That's only 20 years old.
Anyone? Okay, well, we've got them. I'll put them in the cupboard. So if you guys decide you want them or whatever. And this is brand new. We still buy these. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is the denim one cute or not?
Better than all of those.
I don't know if I should give it to you. Like, is it going to a good home?
Yeah.
Is it cute?
I'll wear so many, I'll just wear all the things.
Wear them all.
Layer, just layer.
That layer.
There you go. You never know about the weather around here.
Yes. Okay, anyone for the collector's item? Bueller? Okay.
Is it a large?
It's a large.
I take it?
You definitely can.
Because you live in Granite Falls.
You need sweat. Yeah, you need sweat.
Yeah, or they use.
Need about a half hour.
Whatever you give me.
All right, who is not wearing a name badge? That's a fine.
Ryan, where's your name badge? You mean our clubhouse?
Gotta run across the street. You have a name badge yet?
I don't have one yet, but I'll still pay.
Oh, well, you're not a member.
It's coming soon.
It's ordered.
All right. You don't count as a guest, so. Name badge? Oh, okay. All right, who is not wearing the proper name badge?
Me, I'm a Venmoer.
Okay, good deal. All right. You're not wearing the proper name badge?
I don't know, I think this is pretty proper.
All
Look
right.
at straight,
Good deal.
proper.
Anybody else want to?
Good placement.
Good. All right, let's do some happy bucks. Who's happy here?
Who's awake?
Who's awake? Jack's happy.
I'm happy to be awake.
All right.
Happy it's Friday. I'm totally happy that there's an atmospheric river outside and I've got, like 50 people coming to my outside house today to have a social, so anyway. It's gonna be fun.
Yes,
Tina,
it is.
wear a warm coat.
I'm happy because, believe it or not, the lake is actually warmed up. It's swimmable now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What temperature does that mean?
It means that you don't run out really quick.
What is that?
I don't know, my
60?
thermometer broke. It's probably good 60.
It is online on Snohomish County website.
Also on the Lake Stevens app.
Yes.
Ooh.
The lake water temp today is, but it's not so good. It's like.
Because it's too cold. And Ken, the weather may change by the time you have your social. All right, Larry.
I'm happy 5 ways.
Excellent.
That I'm old enough, I don't remember what they are.
What are you happy for?
I'm happy that that I'm almost out of being a president. Because then I can sleep in on Fridays if I want to.
But you see,
And I'm just gonna be a black dot right up there on the screen. Not really, no. I'm happy that it's Friday. I'm happy that my husband is halfway through his month-long trip of fishing.
Which half are you happy about?
So, and that's it's Friday, yeah, for sure.
All right. Ms. Bell.
Yes. I'm just happy to be here as usual.
Excellent. We're glad to have you. All right, Kendra, how about you? Jim?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay. Short to the point.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Kendra came back
I think
on.
he's got bacon.
Kendra's
Yep,
mute.
I'm here. Let's see, why am I, I'm happy this morning because my 6-year-old is like really into baking, and so she's whipped up a little breakfast dish for us, and I just really love when she likes to go and make her own recipes and do her own thing. It does make it does make the kitchen messier, but you know, at some point she'll get better with that.
How they learn. All right.
I'm happy today. My students are graduating at Everett, and so I'll have a quiet office for 10 minutes. And I'm happy because I get to take my son to Buzz Lightyear.
I'm happy that when I asked my husband, hey, can we host a Rotary party for Christmas? He only rolled his eyes. And then he said, whatever you want, dear. I'm like, yes.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. So Friday, December 2nd, Saturday, December 3rd. Do we have a preference on Friday or Saturday? Saturday, okay, December
Friday.
3rd, earlier in the month, later in the month? I like that. Earlier. Or as early as December 3rd or December 10th? Third wins, December 3rd, Christmas party, my house.
Majority over here.
We'll bring potluck,
Gift exchange.
figure out how that works, so.
It's so easy. We bought the numbers.
Okay.
Everyone brings a gift, puts it in the pile, and then we all draw a number, and you just, exactly what we did last year.
Oh, I wasn't there last year.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
so fun.
All right, so white elephant gift, each person, so spouse and you, or just one?
Whoever wants to play, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm happy that, I said, thank you, Tracy. I'm happy and sad. I'm going on a 10-day motorcycle trip Sunday. Happy and sad I'm gonna miss the dinner. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay.
I want to see pictures though.
You can zoom in.
Well, I'm happy my Tesla got me to Rotary again.
Well, that's good.
And there's good news about electric vehicles. Tesla is now, you don't have to wait as long to get one. If you want one like mine, you could get it by November of this year.
Are you selling it or something?
No, it's just that they've really ramped up the production.
Yeah, for only $60,000.
I think Elon Musk
Well,
has more. He's like the Tesla.
The price of mine went up a little bit. It's now 61,000.
Oh, no. Well, that doesn't.
But think of the gas savings.
Yeah.
Right now, Lord is laughing at all of us.
Yeah, that was a smart purchase.
Oh, sorry.
I'm happy that Dad's not making me buy an electric car. My car, and I'm happy to have had another week with my roommate here.
I have 5 happy thoughts. Brian and I celebrated our 12-year wedding anniversary last weekend. Super thankful and happy for the Lake Stevens School District, serving my kids' needs where they're at. My son is high cap and my daughter is special education, so we're really excited just to have them in their right element. And then on Tuesday night, the city council approved our company's development agreement. Got ratified, so that got turned around. That means we get to move forward for the Lakeview Flats, I guess, will be the 3-story building in downtown. Get them move forward for permits.
And that'll start August 1st?
Oh my gosh, no, hopefully the end of the summer.
Okay, soon.
But
As long as it's not before the 29th of July. we're
Not
good.
interfere with Aquafest or something.
That's all, happy it's Friday, and it looks like the weather's starting to get better, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
What?
Yeah, can you believe it?
You're smoking crack.
What app are you looking at?
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, of course, and be probably the newest member, possibly.
Yeah.
Also, I'm very happy that I tested negative for COVID. I only have a sinus infection, which I'll take. Also, again, I was new to the Lake Stevens School District. My kiddos just graduated not really graduated, but out of Lake Stevens Middle School and Caballero, and now they're all leveling up next year. And they did so well. I hate to say that they blew the Marysville School District out of the water. But the other thing is this weekend is is actually Strawberry Festival in Marysville. So if you have a minute and you want to come see me at the creamery, I'll be there. I will be having lots and lots of strawberry-centric products. Treats, yes, lots of and fresh ones from our area.
Awesome. All right, I would have to find, let's see, it's the end of the school year, kids did awesome. I love it actually. I've had some kids in it for almost 5 years that work with it. They moved up, so it's like they're leaving their dad. So it's like, it's kind of emotional, but it was great. It was great here with them. And then I have one more week of my coursework for Easter, and then I'm done with coursework and just like do my internship next year. My wife's excited and she said, I need to stop from school, get more degrees. I need to stop that long. Next is my daughter starts kindergarten next year, so we're excited about that. Sunday Crest, and then the rest is
Sunday Crest. Right on.
Sunny Crest alum.
Yes.
Go Screaming Eagles.
Chargers.
Thanks,
Ooh. And I want to shop, so we're a charger.
Credit card in hand.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
I have lots of dollars for lots of happiness. Do you own Sweet Life Bakery? No, I own the creamery. And who owns Sweet Life? Somebody with a guess. Oh, okay. Happy because my daughter made a graduation party and Sweet Life Bakery made the very cutest cookies for that had the college logo that's where she's going to University of Montana. Yeah, it was awesome. But I'm sad because I'm gonna miss the next, well, sad to have the same time. Gonna miss the dinner and the next 2 weeks because my daughter and I are going hiking in Italy.
Oh my gosh.
You got one in your suitcase, right?
Not a chance. We're backpacking, man. I can't.
Have fun, but I got my luggage.
The sun was shining again like it did yesterday. I thought yesterday was so beautiful and you could go outside and work in the yard and rush and do all this stuff before the next rain.
I'm happy we had a great retreat. Chris talked a lot. We got a lot done though. And then we were gonna have a great celebration last night, but somebody forgot to show up because business took over. We had a great board meeting, but Rochelle, congratulations on a nice year.
Thank you.
Yes.
So did they vote you in to do something?
I'm the out the pasture president.
I'm gonna tell her.
I'm a Ben mower. I feel like I was gone during track season. I forgot to tell you guys that I got engaged a month ago.
That's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
You're on a roll. That's so awesome. When's the wedding?
Yeah, and he got a free coat.
And a coat?
Okay, Friday, of course, I'm happy that Rochelle's son started a project at my house to get that all done. He's probably happier because with the fence down, he got to see my 84-year-old neighbor who likes to walk around with clothes on.
He did?
Oh, he did, yeah. I said, hey,
Is it a girl or a guy?
He goes, no, he was out there with clothes on. So he's probably happier to get this job done than I am. And then last Friday was
It's good for him.
the day work for globally shuts down and we give back to our local communities. I kind of run the north end. Last year we did Lance at Sherwood. This year we did Moon House. So it was a great fun time.
Super cool.
Awesome. Didn't know much about them. Awesome organization.
Is that Danny?
Yes. It's even better. We like to shower after he gets done water skiing with no clothes on. Down by the water, and you're pulling your boat in, and your nephew's like, what's that over there? It's a 84-year-old man bent over.
That's hot.
Can't unsee that.
I can't even unsee the image.
I don't wanna.
Wow, I'm just happy I don't have to recall that.
I've been moved because it's been a long time since I've been here, so I lost the past happy bus, but it was a tough year, but I'm really happy that things were getting close to normal at the end and looking forward your ninth graders, that's going to be a 10th grader, to look me up for Interact on Wednesdays after school community service, and I also teach Spanish, so, okay. Anyway, thank you.
And you found your swag. You found your swag?
I found my swag, I'm so excited.
Sweet.
You'll get a raise for the tough year. I'm sure.
Is that a plug to our boss?
I get a raise next year.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
6.5%.
I know.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah.
It should be more.
It's just for me though, not for everybody.
That's awesome.
I'll give her every $100 I've got.
Love it.
More $50
No, I'm happy because the school year ended, we got all the students to and from school, and now summer school's starting. So that's another project, and we're already planning for the fall. So if you know of anybody that wants to drive school bus or is going to retire soon, haven't seen me. And I'm happy that we're going to be celebrating Lauren's fantastic life tomorrow. So looking forward to that.
Lauren, you could drive your Tesla full of kids.
So, I'm happy that I live in the woods and I can't see my neighbors. We are out there in the woods and, we have what's called hillbilly fireworks. A lot of gun owners and a lot of target practice, so you hear a lot of that. And, there's a little bit of leftover stuff from the board meeting, dishes, silverware, so please check and see if it's yours.
That's probably Rochelle, right?
I don't know.
Actually, I came home light one spoon. So if anybody took home a serving spoon that doesn't look familiar, it's mine.
Okay, we've got claims for everything.
And I have your bowl, Lori.
You have what?
Your bowl still. I didn't bring it this time. Because my husband's gone, so I haven't run a whole load of dishwasers yet. Okay, James, is that everyone? Everything? All the things? Okay, do you want to come up and introduce our famous speaker?
I need no introduction.
No, you don't.
We're not sure who
That's
that
why
is.
when James said I'm introducing Ken, I
Did you
was
see
like,
me on
what?
Kimmel the other night?
You were on Kimmel?
Well, my name got dropped on Kimmel.
It did?
By Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Chris Pratt was on Kimmel?
Yeah, he's always on.
He's so awesome.
He just said that I was an awesome coach. That's what he said. I'll send you the clip if you want me to.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe you because this is a rotary.
It was the Jimmy Kimmel right after the NBA playoff game. I think it was last Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not in your first slide.
Yeah.
The room's not big enough.
Pratt the water out. Okay.
That's super awesome.
Did you say infamous Ken Collins or famous?
Either way, all works.
So can you get a big prize out of him for corks and cakes?
I might be able to. If I can get a hold of him.
Yeah, there's the. He's in a new series on Amazon. So. Today we continue with another in our annual State of the School District series. This all began 10 years ago when Amy Beth Cook talked to us about the school district and her first year as superintendent. She shared how the district was recovering after the economy slumped in the mid-2000s. She talked about visiting each school, 12 at the time, and talking to students and staff. And she wanted the students of the district to continue succeeding. Our series over the years has included phenomenal members of the district. Molly Langham, head of nutritional services, and she's still in that role, doing a great job. Ron Moag, who at the time oversaw our career and technical education. Jason Pearson, the high school athletic director, still in that role. You had him as a student, didn't you?
No.
Kim LaFortune, the high school career counselor. And the following year after that was students from our DECA program. Neil Proff, the high school band director. Matt Wyant, the director of Early Learning Center. Jen Hudson, a student mental health specialist. We talked about students coping with life and how we can help them. And last year we saw Amy Beth come and give an update on her 10 years with the district as she was retiring. And this year we had a bonus visitor when Dan Tater, the director of the district's career and technical education program, filled in at the last minute when we had a vacancy in our programs. Our speaker today is the new superintendent, Ken Collins. He is concluding his first year in that capacity. Prior to that, he was assistant superintendent of teaching and learning, giving support and direction related to curriculum, instruction, assessments, special services and programs, and learning for both students and staff. Before that, he was assistant superintendent of human resources for 8 years. And before that, principal of the high school for 6 years. And like many, if not most people in similar positions of school district administration, he was a teacher. He taught social studies at the high school for 12 years and 6 years at Marysville Pilchuck before that. And somewhere he found time to be a football coach. Is that right? Yeah. If you've been adding up the years there, it's somewhere in like mid 30s, 35, 30 something.
38 years.
38 years. And he'll be around for a few more, I think. He was born and raised in Kashmir, just a few miles east of us. He has earned a Bachelor of Arts in History from Washington State University. So that makes him a lifelong Cougar. He earned his Master's in Education Administration from Central and his administrative credentials from City University. But not to make any Huskies feel left out, he earned his Doctorate of Education from the University of Washington. Bounces his way across the state, exactly. He also played for the New England Patriots back in the early 80s. So he can tell you about that time. He's committed to Lake Stevens community and participates regularly in a variety of community events and activities. He joined our club in December of 2008. He and his wife, Missy, raised their 3 sons here, and they are all graduates of the high school. And as community members, business leaders, and parents and grandparents, it's important that we're aware of what our school district is doing. Paul Meyer once said, "School achievement is never an accident. It is always a result of commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort." Please help me welcome Lake Stevens School District Superintendent, Dr. Ken Collins.
I want to say, are there any questions? Thanks, James.
Yes, sir.
It's over.
Thanks, James. That's awesome introduction. And I look back on my career and it seems like it's been just a few years. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I mean, there's always things to do. So you're always looking forward, right? So that's really great. Rotary has always been really important to me. I was a Rotary representative when I was in high school and Kashmir High School for the 9 Rotary representatives or however many businessmen downtown there were. And I would go and report on high school activities. So I've always been kind of around Rotary, but the person who got me involved in Lake Stevens Rotary was Randy Solari. And you know, I always tell people you can't say no to a person with a gun and a badge. So when he walked into my office and said, "Ken, have you thought about Rotary?" I was on board immediately. But Randy was a good friend of all of ours, and we're going to miss him tremendously. So Lake Stevens School District. Obviously, I'm passionate about everything that goes on in Lake Stevens because I've been in Lake Stevens for 32 years in many capacities. So, you know, it was a natural fit when the board said, "Ken, would you like to transition after Amy Beth to be the superintendent?" And so it was really an honor to have that opportunity, but it was an interesting time to become superintendent, obviously with coming off of, 2019, where we ended the year in kind of a hastily put together distance learning program, and then coming back in the fall and in a more enhanced distance learning program where we had done a lot of work with community, did a lot of work groups to really learn about what we needed to do to help kids learn in a distance learning environment. Gina was a big part of that effort. We were both working in teaching and learning at that time, and it was a whole summer full of work. But we were able to construct a program that met students' needs and advanced their learning in pretty remarkable ways. And then, of course, we came back in a hybrid model. And for our secondary students, that was kind of interesting because we had gone to a 3-period day. So we went to a 3-period quarter system, and that was, that was great for their social emotional health and for them managing new environments that continued to shift constantly. But in terms of their learning, it kind of chopped up the continuity of their learning. So instead of having, like, for instance, math, right? They would have math for 2 quarters, right? And so that was half a year of math, longer period of time, but a half a year of math. Then a half a year, they didn't have math. And then they had to come back. So if you had math first 2 quarters, you had to come back in the fall. And now you're going from, let's just say, algebra to geometry, or maybe even geometry to algebra 2, right? I mean, it was hard for our kids to kind of do that. So we had to really think about how we were going to help our kids fill in the gaps in their learning, because there were a lot. There was just not enough time, and certainly the environment that we were in really made it difficult for kids to learn in the ways that they always had, and have curriculum scaffold on itself to make sure that students met all the standards in their learning. So it was really interesting to do all that work. So we'll talk about how we accomplish that here in a minute, but first, quiz. Got to quiz you. All right, so there's some vital statistics about Lake Stevens School District. When I showed up in Lake Stevens in 1990, there were about 800 students in the high school in 4 grades. Now there's over 2,000 students in 3 grades. So we've grown a lot, way over 50%. So we are now the 3rd largest school district in Snohomish County. Or excuse me, 4th largest school district in Snohomish County. Who are the first 2? Who are the 3 districts that are, and I've got a prize for you. Okay, who can name one of them? James, what? Gotta raise your hand, kids. You can't just blurt it out. So you'll get a chance. Raise your hand. Okay, so James, name one.
Is it fair that we know?
No.
Name one.
Edmonds.
Very good. Edmonds is bigger than Lake Stevens. Kristen. Everett. Okay. Here, I'll run back there. Look at me run.
Look at you go.
50 years old. Amy.
I don't know any other ones. Everett was my guess. Oh, sorry. Marysville.
And there is one more bigger.
Mukilteo.
Very good. Yeah, all right. Okay. Who didn't I name? Snohomish. Right? So we're now bigger than Snohomish.
Oh,
okay.
no.
So, and I've got another button. Who wants it?
Somebody else.
It's a rotary button. Kyle wants a rotary button. So yeah, I mean, we've surpassed it. It's interesting. I was talking to Kent Colchin, the superintendent of Snohomish. He goes, "You guys are bigger than us now." And I'm going, "That's right." Anyway, so I mean, it was surprising to him. It's really surprising to a lot of people in our community that we're now the I guess 5th largest district in Snohomish County, and growing still. And of course, one of the challenges that we always have is managing that growth. From building schools and staying ahead of the curve standpoint. I talk with Pat McCord every once in a while, and he tells me that we're rapidly running out of buildable land. Yeah, I'm not believing him. I never believe Pat, but anyway, there is a limit, and a lot of it is because of the urban growth area. But they're still building houses up on Whiskey Ridge, Soper Hill. And so we're going to have to manage that too. So anyway, vital statistics, 1,200 employees, 9,200 students. And actually we started the year with about 9,400 students, and there's always naturally attrition there. And there's the number of schools that we have. Yeah, so any questions about that?
Yeah. What's the difference between mid-high school and middle school?
No, I was going to say about 250 students. No, so mid-high school. So back in 2007, we built Caballero Mid-High School to alleviate the crowding in the high school and the middle schools. So we took our ninth grade out of the high school, and they now attend Caballero, and we took our 8th grade out of the middle school and put them in Caballero. So now we have 4 transitions in our in our educational setting. So, kids go from elementary to middle school to mid-high school to high school. So it's part way. Now, that's not a common configuration. There's only one other school district in the state that has that kind of configuration that I know of, and that's Puyallup. So it used to be Tahoma had that too, but they've gone to like huge middle schools and a four-grade high school. So it's not a common thing that you see around the country. Most time middle schools are 3-grade middle schools that are a transition between elementary and high school.
What does that mean for Lake Stevens? You have to build something new in the near future, more affordable? How do you accommodate this massive growth?
Yeah. So, money just doesn't flow in for construction. And we've been talking about that all year, about how are we going to stay ahead of it. And so when Caballero was built, it was master planned to be a second high school. And as you've seen, Marysville go that way and Snohomish go that way. It's probably in our future. A win, to strike while the iron is hot, I don't know. If we took the 9th grade out of the Caballero right now and created and put them in 2 high schools, we'd have over 1,500 student high schools. 2. So it's big. It's big enough right now, to be sustainable, but then where do you put the 8th grade? Right? And so we would have to build, and you do what Snohomish did, right? And they built a number of elementary schools, took their 6th graders and put them in the elementaries. Or we build another middle school. Now, middle schools are more expensive, right? And they require more land, which, didn't I just say we don't have any of that?
Yeah.
So that's the challenge, right? Is how to configure that. With a middle school, you need a track, you need a ball field, you need several gyms for physical education and for activities and athletics. So it's really difficult to find the land to do that here that we could afford, and then build a modern structure on that meets the needs of all of our students. So we're talking about it. Snohomish did it that way, where they put the 6th graders in the elementary schools. They still have 2 middle schools and then 2 high schools.
Just a quick question. Is it, next year, will it be the highest population in the high school? Is it like the 9th grade class, the biggest one coming up?
Well, it's pretty big. Yeah. It's
It's my last year of teaching kindergarten, so I think.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge bubble year.
Yeah, it's a big, I know that Caballero is losing a lot of students. I'm trying to remember, but it is a lot of students. It's close to 700. Yeah.
So I think our high school will be full of different.
Yeah, it will be full, except when I was the principal and we had 9th graders, we had almost 2,400 students. And we didn't have the same room that you have. We had 11 teachers on carts, traveling teachers. Yes.
And don't we need an 8th elementary?
We will, yeah. And if we go the 6th grade in elementary school, we might need a 9th elementary. So where to put those, and of course, how to utilize space. All communities that are kind of like us are all building up now. They're not building sprawling campuses anymore. They're building multi-story buildings.
What's your max capacity in high school you can have? Do they put a limit on that or a cap on that?
Yeah, there is. In terms of building space, but we've got empty classrooms.
Student capacity.
Yeah, we've got empty classrooms right now. So, I think probably 2,700 would be the max. We have room for portables, but we don't want to go there. We just remove them. So we want to stay ahead of the growth curve. That's been our biggest challenge. Ever since I've been here. It's good for, Well, what you would see if this slide were up there is graduation. So we graduated 592 kids last week on Tuesday, $2 million in scholarship money, kids going all over the planet to go to school. We got one girl that's going to the University of Edinburgh. We've got several kids that are going to Ivy League schools. We've got kids that are going in the military. We got kids that are doing everything. Of course, $26,500 of the scholarship money came from this group right here. Thank you very much. So Anyway, really fantastic. And all my pictures aren't showing up. I don't know why. Google, is it Google?
Must be overloaded.
Yeah. So these two pictures, what I wanted to show you is that we are constantly working with the state legislature and the federal legislature to get our voice heard at the state and federal level. The picture you don't see down here at the bottom is me meeting with a bunch of folks, including Susan Del Bene, who really wanted to come up to the high school and see some of our programs, and then also sit down and talk about how we were using the ESSER money, the money that we got from the federal government to deal with the aftermath of the pandemic. And so, but we talked about what our greatest challenges are, and really, it's just interesting that the day that I was meeting with her was the day that the Uvalde shooting happened. And so we talked about school safety being a huge concern of the district, and that our districts that are built California-style campuses are not secure, and that we, as they could be, and that we need to get some help from state and federal government to get behind some construction that makes our schools a little more safer. I'm not saying that they're not. We've got a security increase project going on right now that's really been beneficial, and we've got a plan that actually I'm going to put on our website here in the next couple days that really kind of is very strategic and is proactive in many ways. But we need to build schools that are safer, like the high school that has a secure fence around it, that has secure entries, that has a vestibule that kids have to double entry through. And so we're thinking about that all the time. Also meeting with Carolyn Eslick, that's on the right there. That's Carolyn Eslick, who's a legislator from the 39th district, which we are now in, and she's on the school construction committee. So she wanted to come and see at the top. We were at Skyline Elementary, and at the bottom we're at Stevens Creek Elementary, and she wanted to see how school construction funds were used to modernize at Skyline, where we built some modular classrooms in the back of the school to manage growth, and then Stevens Creek Elementary School, how modern construction looks in our most modern elementary school. And of course, for the first time this fall, we'll have a portable at Stevens Creek to manage growth there. And Caballero and Highland, we will have a new portable.
Just don't put that new portable over our little art track that we just put in.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you where it's going, but it's not, there's limited places to build that. But anyway, no, it's not going on the art track, the interactive art way.
How good are the door locking systems on portables?
They're not good. That's something that we're going to improve. That's part of our secure entries project. And
because Randy had good locks put on.
Yeah, you can lock them if there's a threat. You can put a secure lock on the inside.
Yeah.
But to stop somebody from entering a portable is a challenge. So, and of course, then you have to keep the doors open at the school so that kids from the portable can go to the bathroom, right? Because there's no bathrooms in the portables. So we're working on a secure entries project for both the portable and the school. So when
there
kids
are portable bathrooms.
Yes, there are, Larry. Thank you. That's what we want in our schools. So kids can leave the portable, check out with a badge. I don't have mine on right now, but then get into the school with a secure badge. So we're hoping to have that done by November. So we're working on that right now.
Drills like for lockdown or anything?
Oh yeah, we're required to. It's by law. We have to have drills for lockdown. Obviously, fire drills. We have shelter-in-place drills in case you have a airborne threat to your environment. We have an ALICE drill, which is a companion to a lockdown drill. So you do an assessment of the threat while you're in lockdown, and then if you deem that it's safe to be able to skedaddle, then that's what you do. Okay. So in-person learning this year was a big celebration. All the kids were back in school. We stopped, we started, we had Delta, we had Omicron, we had, at times we had over 300 kids out in a day. We had substitutes that we couldn't, teachers that we couldn't fill when they were absent because our substitutes were all used up. I substituted, Gina substituted in classrooms. We all, we all pitched in, and it was a hard year for teachers to start and stop and have kids in, have kids out, and meet their needs while they're in classroom, while they're out of classroom. I mean, it was really challenging. And throughout all of that, remarkable learning that our kids did. They were able to get her done, and our teachers were awesome. Thanks, Kristen. Thanks, Kyle.
You worked hard too.
You get praise.
Who did I get? Did I miss anybody? And our bus drivers. Yes?
Just a little quick comment. So my kids transferred last year, was their first year in the Lake Stevens School District from Marysville. And my oldest son was at 10th Street and transferred to Cav. And he was doing marginally in Marysville. At the end of the school year, so excited about learning. I've never even seen him act like this. He's straight A's. And yesterday he actually asked me if I thought it would be weird if he sent his teachers a message thanking them. And I was just dumbfounded that he was that passionate about where he was educationally, because he certainly had never been there before.
That's great.
So that was just super heartwarming. And my youngest, who went to Lake Stevens Middle School and is on an IEP, had such amazing support from those, counselors and teachers, and literally just kind of coddled him in a good way, all the way through the school year. And he has, more confidence than I had seen in him ever as well. So I personally, as a mom, couldn't be happier with the choice that we made to move into this school district.
Well, thank you. I love testimonials like that. Just don't tell anybody. So anyway, I know I'm getting short on time, so I'll just go quickly through that. Graduation was huge. We had 2 new school board members this year, which was for the first time in a long time. We added Dr. Nina Kim Hansen, a new school board member, and Bill Don Kirby, a new school board member to replace a couple school board members, one who passed away and another one who was a friend of mine, actually, I used to teach with in Marysville. And then we added our student advisory council, which is also part of the school board now. So we really included student voice on the school board for the first time in a meaningful way, where students are actively participating in some of the policies and practices that the school board enacts, and they have a say in that. And so they are the student voice on the school board. We have 3 students, and next year, Josephina Odegaard will be one of the students. She's vice president of the SACO, which is really great. And then we passed both of our levies. Thank you for community support. Our educational programs and operations levy, which funds a large part of our work, and then also our technology capital levy. So thank the community for that. So this is Gina. I'll let Gina talk about this. Are you prepared? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Accelerated learning. I mentioned that we had made the conscious decision that we weren't going to back up the wagon and do 2 prior years worth of learning so that students could catch up. We were going to catch up students as we went in their curriculum. So we met students' needs where they were in the learning that they needed to do in order to meet standard in the classroom. And so we were very intentional about the strategies that we used to do that, what we want students to do, what we wanted teachers to do, and how administrators supported them in that work. It was really hard. And of course, a lot of this includes, and I know you can't read this, it's very small, but a lot of it includes also providing social emotional learning support for students, because students were really having a hard time. They hadn't been to school in a couple of years. They haven't done school. And to do school means following rules sometimes. And to know you have to know what those rules are. You got to know how to behave. You got to know how to sit your seat, and how teachers work with students who don't know how to do that was really an imperative. And so that's going to continue into the future. I mean, we still have a lot of work to do with positive behavior intervention support, but our teachers are on board, and And we will be doing that while the learning is going on. So it is a multi-track function. Okay. So we developed this last year. Gina led that effort, and our administrators and teachers contributed to the language that's in here. And it's something that we're going to move forward with, is continue with accelerated learning. We had an equity, diversity and inclusion initiative this year. Our community is becoming way more diverse. Our diversity is our strength. And so we're meeting the needs of, our goal is to meet our needs of each of our students and create a sense of belonging for each of our students. I don't think we were doing that before this year. And so we really need to create an environment where every student can thrive and learn. Every student can follow their efficacy path toward learning. And they can't do that if they don't feel like they're welcome. And so that was a huge deal for us this year. We hired an equity, diversity, and inclusion director that led the work. We did a lot of anti-racism. We did a lot of how do we respond to hate speech that we hear in the hallways, and how do teachers respond. And a lot of it was teaching adults, because people are uncomfortable with this notion of leaning into anti-racism. But we had to, and we need to continue to do that. So I'm sorry, I'm going fast. I'll go through this.
Actually, before you, can we just schedule you another, we've got some openings in July. Can you continue this?
In July?
We do need to cut you off. I want to hear more, but I don't.
So, and today,
I'll do it, whatever, just, yeah.
Maybe Monica.
I got all day.
We can both come.
You continue
Yeah.
the day, right?
I'll do it, whatever. Yeah. I can do it. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
We in like 23 minutes are bringing in a group of about 50 people for professional learning. Can I ask, as part of the cleanup, could we move the tables into like 2 tables together to table groups? If we can have everybody know that was on the other line, please. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Actually, you get minimum wage.
I got the working wage I hear right now.
I hear you.
Are these yours, Ken? Sorry.
No, that's my fault. You did it. That's what she can do this. Yeah. At our elementary, we have our watchdog program.